Kaiser Chiefs are in the market again. Apparently, they've signed Ethan Creaslet from League Two in England. And Siva Mahim, which they've also signed Itiosa Ikadora. And surprise, surprise, they've signed a prolific striker apparently from all the way from Indonesia, but apparently I think he's Portuguese. And I'm lying, he's from Congo, but he's foreign. Basically, he's foreign, but he's a good striker, which we're going to talk about at the very end. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the test line. All things South African football, Bafetu. Yeah, it's another one. Want to dive into this culture, man. It's hurting my soul. You know, this is a team that I love, hence the title, Free Agents, because Snewar, man. I mean, it's almost end of June, almost the end of June, and most clubs are making movements. As much as we know that most contracts end at the end of June, and we still have 2 months. I mean, it's full of August, the new season, and all that. But no, as Kaiser Chiefs fans, you start to worry and wonder in regards to um, what's happening. Is our Kaiser Chiefs actually moving in the market? I mean, they just lost out to Sipho Mbule, which a lot of people were in pain over that. Myself as well, I was a bit disappointed in them not jumping on that opportunity. But again, I was thinking to myself, wouldn't be wouldn't it be another thing of they are also chasing out the free agents again? So we are only linked at the moment. Kaiser Chiefs is only linked with free agents, and that should be a concern because remember, I guess this topic came to my mind because the last 2 3 seasons, at most, Kaiser Chiefs have been going for such players, and that culture needs to change, and that's where the scare is because you're thinking, are we not doing more or less the same thing in regards to releasing players, this culture of releasing players and adding new players and having the same thing. And we get angry, we start shouting all those players, start criticizing them during the course of the season, only to find that management is the one who went into the market and actually bought these players. Now, I saw the launch today for the Toyota Cup. We don't even know. The kit hasn't been launched. Pirates is only has released their kit. Kaiser Chief hasn't. The Pirates have released players. Kaiser Chiefs hasn't. So with this Toyota Cup, we don't know. I guess maybe since they've announced that they're going to Netherlands, they've given us their fixture in July. Maybe that's when we are going to see what's going on. But let's get into the topic of the video. Ethan Creaslet. Now, apparently, this guy is a number 10. Now, Ethan Creaslet, he plays in League Two. The only positive thing I see about him as well is the fact that he apparently was in the youth academy, the Southampton, and also the fact that he has a European tag in regards to having to have played abroad, obviously, because we're thinking about so many things. Would he handle the pressure? But the concern is as well is that he plays a number 10 role. I've seen technically he's good with the video that we've seen. Let me say that. With the video that we've seen, and look, League Two is not a bad league, or it's not a bad it's not a bad competition because League Two, League One, then you're in the championship. And championship you can it's slightly better than PSL. It compares better in terms of revenue and money and the players that they've actually gone there. One of the best leagues or second tier leagues comparing with first leagues in the world, if that makes sense. So the only concern that I have with this thing is the fact that this European tech, someone who comes outside of the country, they still need to get used to the pressure with Kaiser Chiefs as much as maybe they know what it means to be a professional. But playing for Kaiser Chiefs kind of scares a lot of people. And in regards to the demands, and look, man, that position at number 10, it's going to be weird. Let me be honest as well at the same time, because I think that's why there's mixed feelings about this, because we don't know him, don't know much about him, we haven't seen much of him. And traditionally, in that number 10 role, we have players like currently, we have Sereno, Shabalala, Vilakazi can play as a 10, and we have Ungo. players who are adored, who play the flair, the culture of the team of players that we produce or we have liked to see in our team. Hence why Mbule we wanted him so badly. So, yes, I guess there's an issue because of him being white, but he's a player nonetheless. It's just that do we accept him? Are Kaiser Chiefs going to accept him? Because they believe, maybe because Utera, the scout, believes that he can add value to the club. And the profiling yakhe, the way bayenze ngakhona, we just hope that he can add a certain quality that we need since we opted against Sipho Mbule and we took him because now he's a free agent. He's been released by his own club at Port Vale. So there's that uncertainty in asking yourself, why did they let him go? If he actually was a key player or was a quality player, maybe they could have wanted to renew his contract or stick with him, whatever the issues may be. Hence why, if he's unknown, the only thing that's good is South African, so they don't have to look for foreigners. So we don't know if it's a desperate move or because of the Sipho Mbule thing came about at a time where they didn't expect. And the problem am I having, and I'm concerned about it, I just hope they are not looking at free agents alone. It's like there's a portal or whatever, because it kind of reminds us it's more or less the same thing they've been doing for the longest time. So I'm done with that. Tell me what you think. Leave your opinions on the comments, the insights. Tell me if you think this guy, Ethan Chrislet, if anyone knows about him, is he a good signing? Are you happy about the signing? And do you think he can add value? Now, Itiosa Ikatoro, we know about him. He's a Sundowns player. His contract just also is ending next week, the 30th of June. He's played for likes of Chipa, Supersport, now was playing for the Amazon. Look, to be fair, Ikatoro is not bad. Ne? He's still young as well, within age. I think the only concern is the clubs that he has gone through, coaches that he has gone through, and his quality may have been tainted. Because Sundowns, when they signed him, obviously they saw something in him. Maybe it wasn't the right time to be given a chance because they had Abu Shalulil and other strikers that they brought in. And I guess they loaned him so that he can still get game time. But now, is he not spoiled me because he was at Amazulu as well? Didn't really become a wow player or surprising player. He's a squad player that scored enough goals. And are we not doing the same thing? Yabo Kegle, Yabo Password, Yabo recently Sikato Melissa, Uranga, and so forth and so on. And Morris as well. And is now we're not making, if he is part of this decision, are they not again making the same mistake? So hence my concern with free agents, because they come with a lot of issues around having to give them a chance. And if they're the only ones who are part of the signings, the bulk of your signings, I mean, already they've signed Marco, they've signed Monyan, reportedly. Those are free agents as well. In a sense, though, yes, they didn't reach mutual ground or they were not really released, but they didn't reach an agreement with their club. But I'm just saying that if those are the first few players that you are linked with, in terms of the ambitions of the club, you as fans are going to be concerned. So that's my take and my concern around these two important players. The parting shot is the good news is the striker that they're going for, his name is Flavio Silva. He plays in the Indonesian league at the moment. Has good, check out his stats. I saw his videos. He's a pouch, he's a finisher. And I just like a few things about him. It's like Ikatoro as well. He's good in the air. You can use him for set pieces. He's quick. He's tall. He's got strength. He's got a nice build. So I think he's from, if it's not from Portugal, he's from these countries like Abu Angola, somewhere there. Like you just let me know. But that's the striker as well that apparently they may have signed him, which is a good indication. That's the only signing out okay because of the fact that the way they've done it, they've actually gone out and then scouted a good striker. He's 29, and I think we need a striker that's just going to come in and combine Nabuli Lepo. And he's a good finisher. I mean, I like the fact that he's a plug and play kind of player. So that's as much as I have in regards to this topic. I'm a free agent. I'd like to hear from you guys as fans and guys who study the game or follow the game. This is your boy Machine. Just tell me what you think. Do you think these three players can? Are we happy, man? Are we not seeing the same thing that's been done last season or the last 2, 3 seasons? And if you've seen the striker and you know anything about him, do you also think he can add value in terms of our striking department? And do you think he can fit into the system that Nabi is trying to play or instill? And maybe we'll see him in Netherlands. So we'll see you in the next video next week, and maybe the way over the weekend. And there's just exciting things that we'll be closing. We'll be watching it closely and seeing what happens. And then really, the Cape Town since has been relegated. So yeah, sharp. See you in the next video.